raising up someone that would totally be contrary. You see, we did actually have a little bit of a chance in the sense of certain shifts going on. Even with Mitt Romney, it was a test. It was a test because here was someone that possibly had some values, had some things in them that they would rise up, but yet even the church looked at that and said, he's a Mormon. He doesn't believe the way we believe. He is not of the box that we are in. Therefore, not only will we not vote for him, but we won't even vote.
Come on, that's right.
And therefore, we experienced an election to where there were less people in the body, in the church, that ever voted in history.
Wow.
And to me, that was a sad occasion because there was an opportunity.
Right.
But don't you love the relentlessness of God?
Mm-hmm.
Where all of a sudden, he says, well, let's bring a rock to the table.
Come on.
Let's bring someone else. Let's bring something else that's even further outside of your box. Because you see, I believe that this is the determination of heaven. God is saying, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to conform to your way.
That's right.
I'm not going to do it your way. I'm going to come through a back door.
Yes.
I'm going to do it. Think about this. That was how Jesus came into the earth. Jesus was not accepted because he came in the way that they did not expect him to come. He manifested in the form of the flesh. He came through the back door of humanity and for one, to disguise what God was going to do, how he was going to liberate people. They didn't see him coming until it was too late. We are on the threshold of an historical moment. Mm-hmm. And what God is looking for, he's looking for an agreement.
Right.
He's looking for a people not to necessarily like the characteristics of an individual, not to like what they eat, how their hair looks, their rudeness. He wants to say, can you see that I'm using this?
Right.
And lastly, who would have thunk that John the Baptist would be brought in on this little moment?
Right.
Because I guarantee you, by the time they watch this video, there will be a lot of intense things that will rise up for using Nehemiah, Daniel, and now John the Baptist. And you would think, how can John the Baptist in any way relate to who Daniel is or who Donald is in this time? You remember, I say Donald because Donald represents different people who are in the mix. So rather than just go through their few names, I'm just using him as an analogy. How does John the Baptist fit? Well, John the Baptist was sent for one primary purpose, and that was to prepare the way. He was not it. He said, I'm not the one. Because they said, are you the one? No, I am not the one. There is one who is coming after me, whose sandals I am not worthy to tie. So therefore, I just want to set something in motion. That Donald is a type of John the Baptist. That he is not necessarily the one, but he is preparing the way. He is excavating the ground. He is baptizing people into a field of understanding of government that many believe would never happen. He's literally dunking them in advance into an ideology that most would not adopt because it again is outside of the political science of what we as a nation have been accustomed to for so many years. But let me tell you this, right now, you are standing in a realm of restoration.
Yes.
The restoration of the kingdom of God is upon the earth. And I'm not blowing the Donald's trumpet. No pun intended.
Yes, it is.
Okay, it was. It very much intended. You caught me. But I am blowing the trumpet of heaven.
Yes.
Yes.
And what I believe that God is really wanting to revolutionize our entire field of understanding. Because you know that the government, all of this is temporary at best. See, it doesn't matter who. We want someone to soil this nation in a great way in the sense of creating a ground where certain things are planted.
Right.
And there's something about this element that appears to be rebellion. Rebelling against, as I was brought up, God bringing me, I wasn't against leadership, and I'm still not today, because I know that Christ gave His life for the church. But I realized that I just couldn't be that. I just couldn't do that. And even though it wouldn't be the favor of the majority, that there was something that God would do in the future, that there was something that He would do in our nation, and that He would do in the world. Preparing the way. Now think about this. This is the last one. Preparing the way. But what did He actually prepare the way for, John the Baptist? A new order. Some people are afraid of that. But God was never afraid of it. When Jesus manifested in the earth, He actually brought a new order into the earth. And that's why the government of heaven in that moment collided with the law. It collided with the government, with the Pharisees. It collided with that Pharisaical government that was trying to rule over the people. So the government of heaven literally collided with that and said, I'm here to override you. And it was that government that tried to undermine Him, that literally they thought they crucified Him, not knowing that He just yielded and submitted for the greater good. And so I want you to be confident in the fact that a new order of heaven, it's a natural that represents something in the spirit. There is an order of heaven that is appearing on the earth unlike we've ever realized. And it's almost like God just saying, I want you to come down here. And I want you to speak this way. I want you, because every part of me is constantly, I want to go in and articulate certain things that are going on in different places. And it's, no. I want you to do this. I want you to do this. Because I'm wanting to release something. I'm wanting to get people to see something that is beyond the natural realm. And so this is the time where the presence and the power of discernment is upon us to discern like we have never discerned before. And as I told you, I'm more than willing to walk out of here thinking, I have people telling me, we need accuracy, we need accurate prophets, we need all of this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm all over that. I'm all about that. But actually, we need a people that are accurate in their interpretation of where we're at and what is going on. We've got to get free from an accurate because to the degree that we are subject to accuracy is a degree that we are subject to inaccuracy. Is that a word?
Yes.
Thank you. You understand that, right?
Yes.
And so there is a government that God is wanting us to rise up into in the Spirit. We've got to someday wake up and be satisfied. You see, I'm not satisfied to be a prophet. I never was. I never needed it. ever. I never felt like I needed something like that to give me a sense of identity. When I was doing things in the world, building whatever, I needed that for some self-worth. I needed those accomplishments to give me a level of worth only because I didn't know who I was. And I'm not saying that there should not be a level of worth out of what we do. But when that's over, when that comes to an end, there has to be a resolve somewhere in our relationship that I'm satisfied. I'm totally happy. I'm totally content in being a son of God.
That's right.
Because my function in the way that it is now, it won't follow me. It will not be at the same level. It will not be what it is today. I'm satisfied to be a son. I'm satisfied to be a priest. I'm satisfied to be a king. I'm satisfied that I'm just an heir to my Father's kingdom. And we have to embrace that. If not, then you're going to be chasing. Who am I? What am I? Can I just answer that question? That even though you will be doing many things, you are a son and daughter of God. And somehow, you have to wake up into that realization and say, you know what? That's good for me. That's enough. Because what is there beyond that? Nothing. You will rule. You will stand over worlds. You will govern in ways you never dreamed. But you're first a son. You're first a daughter. And all of that is just a byproduct. Please stand to your feet. All right, we're going to do a quick exercise, and what we're going to do is going to be value related. Because as we are speaking, as we are standing here, one of the things, I'm going to have Tamara come up here with me, and one of the things that that I see that's shifting in our relationship in government is how you value yourself.
That's right.
Who you are.
That's right.
And so what happens is that just like when Lou was talking about, you know, well, I don't even have that mind. In other words, you know, I'm not valued on that level. So there is a value that people have placed upon you that's not even who you are.
That's right.
You see, even the church has placed a value on people who are gifted and anointed higher above others who seemingly are not. That is not of the heart of God.
No.
That is not of the mind of God.
No.
There's people that walk in authority, walk in power, but they do it out of rejection in their own life, and move in a lot of those rounds because it makes them feel superior, while all the while other people are feeling inferior. And so one of the motivations of Jesus was constantly saying, unless you come to me as a little child. And the point is, they might not look like they have the value that all of this other stuff does, but they are highly valued.
Yes.
And so I believe that what God is wanting us to do is step into the value of heaven. To step into, come out of that depreciative mindset.
Yes, yes.
Like, oh, I just don't think I'm good. I don't think I have this. I don't think whatever. You just got to step out of that. Because someone told you that. Someone put that on you. Some experience, some relationship, some type of activity in your life gave the enemy permission to pull you into that. So today, we're going to step out of that realm. And let me just speak to you, and I want to speak to you about your mind, the brilliance. You actually have a brilliant mind. And oftentimes what happens is you will struggle in certain environments because it's like you don't fit in a lot of areas, things that you'll go in. It's like you don't fit there. But yet what people don't know is you're retaining everything. There's all of these different things that are going on. But you have an amazing mind, and what the Lord is showing me is favor that is coming up on you in a very profound way, going to open up doors to you in a very unique way. And you are going to, technology, certain fields of different influences are going to take place in you because of the mind that you have. Certain fields, I see artistic things, all kinds of different things that you carry on the inside of you that is going to make way. And you will enter into the doorways of nations. Because God is, in fact, the enemy has tried to rob that from you for years. He's tried to diminish you. He's tried to do relational things to diminish you in the sense of who you are, what you're all about. But I speak to you that you are a valuable commodity in the kingdom of heaven. And that God is literally purposed to raise you up. And the brilliance that is inside of you will become visible, and many, many people will see it. And so God is saying, I'm opening up doors for you, and you will step through them. And you will be able to express the artisticness that you are, and that is inside of you, the innovative things that are inside of you, your ability to put something together just profoundly, almost like what do you call it when people, inventions, they're inside of you. You're flooded with them in your spirit and in your heart. And so what will happen is those inventions will come forth. And I see two in particular that will literally pave the way and will open a great doorway for you. And the Lord just saying, I love you. I have always loved you. And all of the things that have tried to diminish that love, that have tried to hurt you, that have tried to pull that down, I'm bringing this into your life and bringing you up into that season and this time. Everybody good? So let's right now, by faith, enter into the value of heaven. We're already valued by heaven. That is already a reality. We're not doing this because it's not already there, and it's not who we are, but we're making a public confession that we're stepping in to the value of heaven in such a way that every depreciating spirit that has tried to depreciate you in any way, in any form, you're stepping out of that and stepping into the appreciation of the Father's intent for you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, just step into it. Jesus, and we give you praise right now as this little step of faith was actually a giant step. A giant step into the value and appreciation of heaven toward us, of your heart toward us and toward this nation. And so we declare that let every stone be turned up. Let every hidden agenda be revealed. You said the great exposure is upon this nation. So let it be now. So let it be now. So that the government of heaven will rise up, and there will literally be a celebration unlike we have ever known before. An intense celebration, not with just the left, and not with just the right, and not with just the middle, but there will be a celebration that will literally break the barriers and the walls of division and separation. And we declare it now in Jesus' name. Amen. Come on, just give him praise. Thank you for coming.